Hey guys, if you picked up one of our tactical one-piece scope mounts, one of the really important and cool features is the patent pending attachment system for something like a diving board. So I wanted to walk you through that install process because there's a little nuance to it and some things we really need you to do correctly. So to start that process, the first thing we'll have you do is a simple removal of the single Picatinny section that comes with that mount. There's no tricks to this. You're just going to take a T20 bit and remove these screws and remove that cap. Once that's removed, we're going to take the diving board. The first step is to simply press it on to those studs, face forward, no tricks there. And with that T20 bit, we're going to have you tighten each of the screws just until they reach snug. So let's call it a finger tight. At this point, you have the taper starting to seat together. You'll notice at this point there's an air gap between the top cap and the bottom of the diving board. This is normal and expected. The idea that we're drawing down that air gap to a dual contact is very important to the integrity of the system, but it also creates the need for you to do things in a stepwise and measured fashion. I'm going to do all of this with only a 45 inch-pound limiter. If you have a full set of fix-it sticks and you want to use a 15 inch and a 25 inch along the way, that's okay. But I want to make this as simple as possible for those of you that either only have a single limiter or only want to mess with your adjustable torque wrench one time. So from back to front, the first thing that I will do is apply 15 inch-pounds of torque. So remember, we're finger tight here. I'm going to add a half a turn or half a rotation of torque. So that's a half a rotation to the back, and I will do the same, a half a rotation to the front. You'll see that air gap continue to draw down. I'll then go to 25 inch-pounds or so, and that's going to be about another quarter turn on the back and then the front. I'm doing this, we're walking it down at this point. One of the problems if you don't walk it down is the idea that you may end up with some binding or some kinking of those tapers, which could be damaging to the system overall. Now that we've got those to what we think is about 25 inch-pounds based on the amount of rotational force we've given, I'm going to put my 45 inch-pound limiter on. And one more time, I'm going to go back to front until that limits. You heard the click. And we heard the click. At that point, no air gap, all gone. This is a fully seated diving board. This is going to be very strong, very repeatable. You put a Raptor or a rangefinder, something like that on top, and you're going to have a great hold. The removal process, by the way, is very similar. I'm going to take off my torque tool so that I just have that T20 bit again. And starting one side to another, I'm going to loosen about turn and a half, 2 turns. And then walk it 1 turn at a time until I'm holding the unit. By going back and forth, we're going to get equal pressure removing this thing. The snap rings that are inside the diving board that are retaining those screws also here work as pushers. So as we're unscrewing, I totally broke it loose there. I felt that. As we're unscrewing, we are actually pushing upward to give you mechanical advantage to break those tapers so that you don't have to do it yourself. As you remove, you should be able to look down and see there's no visible damage, no major lines or kink marks in those caps. And when you do it the right way, this system will last you a very long time, will be ultra rigid, ultra repeatable, and give you the best possible mounting solution on top of your one-piece mount. If you've got any questions, reach out to us. This is a great customer service issue. If you don't understand this, we don't want you to compromise by thinking you know but not knowing or not understanding the instructions. Send an email to info@area419.com and we're happy to help if you have any questions with this.